right? So they get a 200-year contract to do business separate from England, and England infiltrated and took them over using secret societies, primarily the Scottish Rite. So when they come in and they do that, most of the people don't know they fighting the system with the system. That's like trying to shoot at your enemy with the gun pointed at yourself. You can't fight the system with the system that don't belong here in the first place. You ain't gonna never win. They'll tell you in a ruling that you're right, that the United States is a corporation. And when they get done, all they got to do is put this word MOOT to your arguments, and it's like you ain't never said nothing. And they do have cases on the books where somebody using the law and they absolutely right, but the judge say that the ruling is moot, and then don't give them any relief. I read plenty of those cases where they tell him he right all the way through his appeal, but then when it come time to rule on it, his arguments became moot. So they declined to issue a ruling on his behalf. That's a rigged system. They just don't want thinkers running around in the neighborhood infecting other people with some stuff called critical thinking. Because then we start seeing cultural behavior being criminalized by a foreign agency or system. So we got to reverse engineer everything that was done coming into this mess. We had to see it going out. Now we at the 1776 mark, where the Republic was taken over between 1776 and 1783 with the secondary constitution. This is the struggle to get us from under the Admiralty back under the Republic jurisdiction so that they can surrender it back to tribal jurisdiction, the great law, the law of the land, aka the common law. And then the tribal courts be reenacted, and you had chiefs that's presiding in the tribal court according to his ability to administer law. And the best person for the job is who gets the job.
That's something. That is something. Now I'm gonna ask this question because I know this has been going. I'm gonna move me down here so you can see, and then as we go along, I'm gonna move it over because for some reason this sign is up here and it's stopping us from being seen. So I'll move it around as we go around. Once my question is asked, I'll move niche back. Okay, right. I'm predicting, and I'm gonna say it, that we're gonna have some crap going on. And the reason why I'm saying it is because my mortgage company sends me a statement with $200 extra on my mortgage. And so, okay, I'm like, is this a late fee? I'm trying to figure it out. What's going on? Where is this $200 coming from? Well, they done put up the taxes and the home insurance. That's, I don't know if you experienced it yet or what have you, but around the globe, I started asking people, did your mortgage go up? My mortgage went up $200, not $50, not $200. And that's the reason why I'm saying that we are going to have an issue, because they're saying because taxes went up and they have to charge us more now for mortgage. Eggs, $7. And I'm sorry they have to keep saying it, but it frustrated me so bad this afternoon in the supermarket. You don't find it to be like weird out of nowhere, saying the property value went up in my house. I got too much equity, all kinds of stuff, anything to push it up to that $200. And it's almost like no way around it.
You got to ask them to show you where in the contract you agreed to them to be able to raise your mortgage without notice.
And then I find, and I don't know if anybody knows this, it's called tax assessor. I call them, right? For some people, you can be exempt. from tax. I never knew this, but in arguing with the mortgage company, they said, yeah, my mortgage went up. So I don't think it's at a fixed rate because for some reason it can go up. I just read something in the chat. But you can be exempt from some taxes. So they just sent me the application to have me exempt from some certain taxes in this area. And it also includes what area you live in as well. If you live in a somewhat nice area, they'll start putting these taxes on you like, what the easy? So I'm just saying, I think that everybody that's experiencing that should check that.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's an issue.
Okay,
And,
now what happened? What happened when the rollout comes for the collapse of the banks? The bottom falls out of the mortgage industry. They already been told both auto loans and house loans, where mortgages are, have been already instructed to find ways to liquidate those mortgages. In other words, get that property to them people and stop making them pay. But they don't want. They not gonna do it until they forced to do it because they still believe they running something. They not running nothing no more. So yeah, they gonna raise your mortgage. They might do a whole bunch of other stuff. That's part of the chaos.
Right. I'm going to look into the fixed rate situation because that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, under fixed rate, they're not supposed to be able to raise your mortgage, especially without your consent. They normally give you a MOU, memorandum of understanding, to sign as an addendum to the contract.
I know. I'm going to look into the rate situation come Tuesday because schools and everything is closed on Monday. So I'm going to look into that because I don't know what's going on. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I think what's happening is that, right, so a lot of people put in the, hey, Sakina, baby, about the fixed rate or adjustable rate mortgage. So yeah, for sure. So like, make sure you should know if you have like an adjustable rate mortgage, which means that depends on the interest rate, it fluctuates, right? Or your fixed rate. Like I have a fixed rate mortgage, but my payments definitely increase because of the homeowner's insurance.
Yeah. That's behind it. You were never supposed to be able to find the unseen hand. The hidden hand, the black hand. The black hand of that Moorish man dangling from under that white KKK robe. Fucking Bixby ass nigga. The biggest trick they ever played on us was to tell us we with you, brother. We believed them until we was deceived for their deception. Go back and listen to Sammy Davis Jr. talking about it was niggas that killed Malcolm X. And that's why he was surrounded himself by Italian mafiosos, because they was trying to kill his ass too. And it ain't no secret. He went to Frank Sinatra for help at the advice of Dean Martin. Became part of the Rat Pack. So he can have mob protection from them black nigga Jews.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's facts.
He was telling me back then, not just him. Malcolm says the distinct difference between the house Negro and the field Negro. We didn't know what he was talking about till Steve Coakley told us that when Malcolm discovered him, he called them the Council of Six, because he said as far as Malcolm could see from where he was looking at. Right? This is when Steve Coakley is unveiling the Black Boule. The Black Boule Society sheep dip members from the Divine Nine sororities and fraternities. Right? As they get to the Talented Tenth, this is where he said W.E.B. Du Bois came in. At the Talented Tenth is where they select the ones that they gonna put in front of you as an example to show you that they can control you without telling you they control it. Simple mathematics. Whether they salvage right jurisdiction of the crash of the Plymouth, which was the Mayflower, is to send an expedition. Now remember, while Lewis and Clark is going north and west, all of the tribes going to give support to the war effort in Florida is going south and east. So when they see all of the castles empty, because I'm not sending my son to war and I ain't fighting next to him. This is how we move over here on the land. But over there, they will send their son to war and stay at home under their blanket in front of the fireplace. We didn't believe in that over here. So while we was going to fight in the Gullah Wars, they assessing the land off of the assessment of the Louisiana Purchase. Apparently, the report comes back, there's no royalty on the land because the castles is empty. What castles? The one in Chicago, Minnesota, Montana, all the way across to Oregon and Washington State. So we all going to fight in the war. They saying that the crash site was bigger than they anticipated and they needed to expand their salvage operations, which opened up the squatters lanes. The squatter lanes came in when there was large portions of land appointed to a tribe by the tribal mother council. But because the tribe only lived in a small portion of the land, they assumed, oh, this ain't nobody land. But when you go back and you look at all of the attempts to buy land from the chiefs, we look at them like they crazy. You can't buy it. You can't buy and sell Mama Earth. That's the most ridiculous thing we ever heard of. Right? So they create their paperwork, their alloidial title system, in order to lay claim under the salvage right what the squatter has returned to the crown. Salvage right what the squatter has returned.
Can somebody mute up, please? Make sure you guys ladies on mute.
Or make sure that their YouTube is actually shut off.
Just mute up. Just mute up. Yes. But I'm so happy that we got Rod. You bringing the ladies out tonight. We have Big Sister YM, Z Real, Goddess Moalita. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Who came up first? I'm not sure.
Big so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peace and love, ladies. I love what you sisters are doing. And, you know, I've been pretty much, you know, I'm raised in Brooklyn, New York all of my life. Right now, I live in Delaware. My thing was,
I do too.
I know you do. I've been waiting for us to bump heads and so we can link up. But, you know, so I've been on this journey, my sisters and Uncle Rod, for many, many years, but I am a lesbian woman, so even though I'm on this journey, I'm not often accepted by our community. Now, as someone that does live Rusabat, Baba Yanun only taught us love. That is it. But I try to extend that to our brothers and sisters, and it's not often received because of how I live. And I think that's a personal choice of mine, and it doesn't have anything to do with what I stand for. What I stand for is love, peace, and unity. Because I'm a 70s baby, and when I was coming up, that's all we knew. And I feel as though when we had nothing, we were better off as a people. But now, because we have all these devices and all these things taking our attention away, what is the prize? We are lost. Because our babies have fallen prey to all of this. We were born, you know, coming up in the 70s. I'm from Marcy Projects. My grandparents, rather. And, you know, we didn't always have. But we had each other. And we had love. And love is the thing that I feel is lacking the most. So this is why I love what you sisters do. And I love you, Uncle Rod. And I just love us. And I just want to see us do better. But I see so many of our brothers and sisters, they're lost. They're lost. I talk to them all the time because I'm on the wrong side of Delaware. Because I let somebody move me from New York to here, and this is where I wound up. And I sometimes feel like I'm on the wrong side because no one around me is like-minded like me. So
That's
I
probably
just
why
feel
you're
like,
there.
yeah, and I thought about that too, Uncle Rod, and I said, I've been here for 11 years. I must be here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I'm constantly trying to reach my people. Please stop what you're doing. But it's so hard. And then my family, I just try to reach all of them. But it seems like nobody's listening most of the time.
Well, somebody listening. It must like that might not be the one you're trying to get the message to, but somebody listening.
Thank you,
It's
thank you.
always,
You
it's
know,
always, it's always somebody listening. Why
Always.
you in your personal life? That's your personal business, and they're the ones without seeing to cast the first stone.
Okay. That part.
thank
I,
you, thank you, thank you. That's what I always say too.
And you can put your information in the private chat. Okay. Because we do
Okay,
sister
yes, I
talks.
will.
You know, we do sister talks, and we love to hear the opinions of other sisters, you know, concerning what our fight, what we going through.
Thank you, and I will do that. And for you
Okay.
sisters, I'm waiting on my Cash App to come in the mail right now because I really stopped messing with Cash App once that incident happened with the guy that was owning Cash App. I kind of just stopped. But once my Cash App does come, I will be sending you sisters something, and that is from me to you, and that's out of love.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Cause
that's
I
so
don't have
kind.
nothing but I don't have nothing but my word, and my word is my bond.
Okay.
The fact that you're here with us tonight is more than
Right.
enough, and we appreciate
Yeah.
your presence and your support,
Appreciate
really
you.
and truly.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you.
Definitely, and send love to definitely Chief
Girly
Mike.
girl in the house. Hey, girly girl.
Yes, yes, you got it. All right, who's next? Come on, y'all, with the questions. Who came in next? Z.
Z real.
Z
Hey,
Real. Hey, Z Real. Hey, sister.
How are you guys?
hi,
How are
oh,
you
all right.
having me?
Right. We'll bring the sisters out.
we're bringing the ladies out, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
I
yes.
love it.
And
I
Chief,
love it.
And step back, girl, magic.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That
When you
girl magic. I put that shit on everything.
okay.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Z real sorry. We like how we are. Go ahead, you got
oh,
it.
I'm here for the festivities. Okay. I'm
Jump
around
in.
children all day, every day. So I appreciate the sisters. And Chief P, of course. Now listen, this is the thing that I had an issue with, right? How come some Spaniard people play like they with us, but they came over? So I'm usually confused as to which group claims Native American heritage, which group is acting like they're us and down with us, because they embody my children. So in East Harlem, 116, that's where we usually where I derived from when I started raising my children. And so my children made a group.
Harlem? Excuse me, Miss Harlem, Miss
Baby,
Harlem.
I sent you a shout out when you said it, boo.
Harlem World all day. What?
Day.
All day.
Now,
Sorry, you
I'm
got it.
originally from Brooklyn, so y'all
Got
already know. We can go
it.
back.
Big K in the building.
And I am from Nostrand Avenue. From
Yeah.
Me too. Big up in they what?
right.
New
We
Shout
York.
all
out to all 5 boroughs of NYC, the
All
Empire
day.
State, the Big
All
Apple.
day long. New York. All day long.
Yes.
I keeps it moving. I keeps it moving. But anyway, so what I notice is that we're mixed, and so my children are mixed. So when they go down into the Spanish community, they are embraced. So I can understand the Spaniards that are there. Now I moved to PA, and I really can't tell the difference. So in PA, they set themselves apart from our nation. So
Okay,
it was
let
like,
me give you a little background that might help you understand what's going on. The Spaniards um, invaded all of those Latin American countries that gave them the language of Spanish. And the other people that's not as dark as us know that it's a conflict going on between two groups of people with similar phenotypes with different genetic backgrounds. smashed us all together to see if we can figure out who he is 200 years later. So they don't want to get caught up in the conflict between the L's and the Bays. They look at it like, I'm staying out of y'all family business, but when it's time for us to take a side, we already picked a side. In most Spanish-speaking countries, they identify with their native origin more than they do the colonizer's origin. The Puerto Ricans, Arawak, Boricua.
Right.
Right? It's the same with most of the islands have kindred tribes. When you get to Mexico, you got different ethnic stocks throughout Mexico, but all they show you is the Chinese Negro hybrid. They don't show you the Afro-Mexicans or the ones up in the mountains fighting for liberation for the Zapatista. They don't show you those Mexicans because they too dark and some of them curls is too tight. So they don't want you to think that Mexico have a diversified cultural background of different tribes from the land. We do. We always had every skin color over here. Skin color was not the issue. Skin color was the parameters of war gave to us as what we call legal doctrine of free white persons, the attackers, the invaders, and the black pieces, which is the defenders, the civilly mortis, the ones found dead at sea in a salvage operation. Right? So the Spanish, they want to be a part of the tribal team that's victorious. When you hear El Chapo talking to them Mexicans, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Because he's been communicating with Larry Hoover and Malachi York, and I didn't even know Larry Hoover knew how to speak Spanish, but apparently he do.
For sure. And I was going to ask you about that. I wanted to ask you about Dr. York. And go ahead.
But when they're in Spanish Harlem, even the Mexicans, they do not associate with us. They identify. They have that party, that parade all up 3rd Avenue. They monopolize, and I know because I used to live on the 12th floor, and they start that sucker 9:30, 10 o'clock with that daggone parade. And they go all day. But they do not they live in our neighborhoods, but they do not give recognition at all to us. Now, I'm anti, I go, because if you ain't on my roster, I can't be bored.
As long as they don't recognize us, I'm good with that.
Well, you know what? So...
Yeah, but they're in our neighborhoods, not to cut you up. They're in our neighborhoods. They sell us their products. We buy them. Don't get us started with the corn and stuff. But they get crazy with that. However, they'll sell us. They'll take our money. And they don't speak to you or interact in the same, and psychologically.
Yes.
That I was from Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn, that's a family hood. You know, it's all up and down.
You know, all of those stores that they own now, we used to own them.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? So there is a distinction, right? So those from Central America, the Mexicans, Guatemalan, there's a clear separation. But I know growing up, Puerto Ricans always identify themselves as black. Like if there were Dominicans were the ones that were like, I ain't black. A Dominican will tell you in a heartbeat they not black.
Don't leave the Cubans out.
It's like, but like I know in my high school, usually in terms of the Spanish kids, like if you was Boricua, right? If you was Puerto Rican, usually they were hanging out with the black kids in Harlem.
You know,
the Dominicans were the ones who was like, no.
Yeah, that Joe said, I didn't even know I wasn't a nigga. They said they just to the Foundation of Black Americans told me.
You know what? I think that our problem. I think. I'm sorry.
What did he say? Can he say that again? What did he say?
Rod Hayes.
I said, Fat Joe. He said, I didn't even know I wasn't a nigga till the Foundation of Black Americans told me I wasn't.
But
He
it's
always, he
that
always knew he was a nigga. He just a Puerto Rican nigga.
but in Harlem, they associate with Caucasian. They do.
Yeah,
Do. They
Mm-hmm.
don't
I'm
see
sorry, but she's right. She's right.
Mm-hmm.
Me being from Brooklyn, New York, do you know how many times I've been outside in a Hispanic neighborhood waiting for a cab in the pouring down rain and they wouldn't stop for me?
oh,
Mm-hmm.
I lived on Linden in
yeah,
Lower Mall projects, nothing but Hispanics out there. They looked at me like I had three heads, like I wasn't even a part of them at
Okay,
all.
I want you to think about this for a second. It's 5 boroughs in New York, but it's one city. Look at each borough and tell me the common denominator that separates them. They
we
normally, groups of people gravitate to a specific borough,
True.
right? The reason they gravitate to that borough is that's their assigned location on the land. Now,
Hmm.
original tribal rules say that when you come over here to stay under your own vine and fig tree, don't impose your cultural beliefs and your personal beliefs on the neighboring clans. They follow it. We want them to come and impose their stuff on us. Let them people be about their business. Because when the rubber meet the road and the shit hit the fan, you're gonna look over and you're gonna see a Mexican on this side of you and a Puerto Rican on that side of you, a Jamaican behind you, a Haitian in front of you, and then you're gonna see a whole bunch of us regular niggas.
All right, let's hear from
another
Goddess Malati. I'm
one
sorry,
more
Z
thing.
real.
On
Go.
125th Street, they monopolize, take over, where the indigenous man can't even make it a sale and take care of his own family. They'll run
Remember
Hmm.
that we used to have all of that stuff they got before they had it.
right.
You got to think about why we don't got it now.
But
But
that's
Uncle
why
Rod, it wasn't like that. Like when I was growing up in the '70s, like when my uncle came home from Vietnam, he
But
had
y'all
a
not
bunch of
speaking for y'all niggas.
Hispanic friends. But what happened? How did we get so separated?
Big sister, hold on. Crystal, Miss KL,
Yes.
is that goddess Molita? Can you? Somebody has to mute up because it's double check. It's coming back as back chat. And big sister, once you're done, we're gonna get goddess Molita. Please, because she's been waiting for a minute. Ask the question.
Go ahead, sister. I'm done. I'm done.
Mute up everyone else, please. Goddess Molita, you have it. You have the floor. Welcome. Goddess Molita.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Welcome. Welcome to Unscrambled Minds.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to send love and light to the whole panel. Chief Pontiac.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
How you doing, sir?
I'm not doing too good. I
What's
had a
wrong?
dinner. Well, I'm a little bit under the weather. I went to the dentist and I'm just trying to recover from that.
Oh, okay.
But what I want to say, Chief has unscrambled this egg so well that our language is what has to change. When we're referring to ourselves as Black and all the other names that they have
Misnomers.
tried, yeah, the misnomers, and y'all bear with me because I usually don't come in and speak live. So I'm a little nervous and I'm a little bit under the weather. But anyway, what I want to say is the words that we use is so relevant today in this time that we have to work on changing our language. Our language is atrocious. We're calling ourselves things that we're not. People are referring to us as things that we are not. And every chance that I get, I work on correcting people. And I just say, like your language is what is causing you to think like white people was this, black people was that. And there's a sister who runs I don't think, no, I think it's a Facebook. I think her name is Lisa Siren or something. And she broke down that white thing so, I mean, not the white thing, the black thing so well. The pale people are the black people. Am I not correct, Chief?
To blacken means to make pale.
Right. And all this slavery talk, they were the ones who were being shipped on, what was that, cargo ships and containers.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they have basically done is flipped the narrative to try to make us think that this is us that they're talking about.
Absolutely.
And it's not us. But we keep getting wrapped up in it like, oh, well, this land was the slave land and this, that, and no. Chief has pointed out to us clearly who own this land. Or not own it. True caretakers, right, Chief?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just have to learn how to start putting that type of language into our tongues so we can correct these people. Because I'm at the point where I'm just tired of the nonsense, right? And people walking around here not understanding who or not knowing who we are. It's time over for that. And we have to begin to walk in our sovereignty. And forget whoever want to say they don't want to be around us for whatever reason, because that's pure ignorance. We are everybody's parent as indigenous people of Turtle Island. Okay, Chief, and then last thing, because I know I can go on and on and on, and y'all gave me some energy because I was feeling so bad. But I tapped into this thing. I didn't even know how to do it. So I was probably the one messing up the static and all that. But anyway,
You here now?
I'm here and I'm grateful. And I give thanks to all of y'all that do what y'all do. I've been working to try to get enough courage up to try to start my own little content. However, I'm still waiting to see which way we turn in this boat, because some people still too confused for me, right? And I don't get the confusion no more. We know who we are. We know what has happened. If you want to claim that you some type of American or U.S. citizen, then that means that you are a part of Washington, D.C. And what is Washington, D.C., Chief? District Columbia, right?
It's closed down now.
And it's closed down. So what are we constantly arguing about when we talking about who is who? We just need to stand up and change our language and forget what these so-called white people or any other ignorant mind is constantly trying to, not predict, but, the narrative. They're still going with that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It's straight bullshit.
You got to remember that the number one tool was divide and conquer. The more divisive they make us between ourselves, the more control they have over our movement. And the unity comes in when you watch, if you watch nature, when the tribes are about to join together or the clans, first they huddle up amongst each other first, right? It's what you're looking at culturally. All of the cultures is first they go over to themselves, right? Nature gonna do that. They're gonna naturally make them gravitate to the people like them in the local area. So you'll see, like in New York, you'll see the separation of the different Spanish speaking groups. Because the Puerto Ricans don't live exactly with the Dominicans. They might live neighbor to each other in buildings, but they know that this is the Puerto Rican building, and this is the Dominican building, and this is the Mexican building. So they all speak Spanish, but they all still come, and they first, before they can spread out with the unity, they first have to come together with themselves to say, okay, now let's assess what we have here. But we not realizing what's taking place, so we missing the opportunity to do a self-assessment for the benefit of our community, because they got everybody so individually focused on me, myself, and I, that nobody's looking at, okay, first we gonna all come together among ourselves, and now you in a position where your unity have its maximum impact, right? because the unity can't have a maximum impact until we are aware of who we are on the land and where we at. Right? That's the same thing that Sun Tzu say about knowing how to move your troops. So you seeing these things taking place by nature. While we are mobbing up, we tribing up, we clicking up, we posseing up, because we getting ready to ride out, but we don't know that we getting ready to ride out. But we all feel it. So we just behaving in a certain manner before we go out and start putting the new world in order.
Yeah, that's exactly what's taking place. And what I see, I'm in California, in the Bay Area. So what I see is a lot of people who don't look like me. They running scared for whatever reason. And I try to be, I try to calm people down, and be like, we've been through worse things than this election that all y'all seem to be worried about.
Yeah, that's right.
So I just want to know when we gonna start saying this is Turtle Island. Stop calling this shit America, and this type of thing. When we gonna start just changing our language? We're not black. Let's get that off our tongue, please. Now we know it's ours though. It's our nickname. Look, I tell people all the time it's our nickname.
I like to say I'm organic, original Mississippi Clay Dirt Walker.
I know. Yes, you do say that.
So,
and I consider myself organic to the land as well. But I'm working to get us not back anywhere, but to reinstate what our ancestors have already put together for us. Did they not call this place Turtle Island?
hey, and that's why this race don't go to the swift. It go to the slow and steady. That's what my mama told me. That's that old totem. Slowly walking up on the finish line while that rabbit running around in circles playing games. He could have won the race.
By now?
He just couldn't find the finish line.
Just real quickly, if you have asked a question, I might have to drop you down because we have people waiting in the back, and we need to free up some space. Does anyone
forgot? Okay, no, I just really had comments. You see, I'm going on and on and on, but I want to.
No.
I'm so grateful for you all. I'm so grateful for you all.
We love to have you. We appreciate you. Don't ever apologize. And definitely start your channel. Nothing to be afraid of. Let us know. We will definitely support.
So, and then light bulbs will start going off because tribally, what I do is called speaking in light code. Before we get started, somebody in the deficient makes you have an unhealthy craving for strange foods. And one of the things that's a comfort food is sugars. If sugar is not the problem, though many people think it is, it's the bleaching agents used to turn the sugar white. Sugar doesn't need to be white, never was white until they started bleaching it. Brown sugar is just natural cane sugar mixed with molasses. Right now they use bleached white sugar mixed with molasses to make brown sugar. Right? The brain uses about 80% of your glucose in the transferring of the energy through the neural networks. 80%. And this is why geniuses always got a sweet tooth. Because they can't keep up with the rapid glucose burn in their brain, they'll become narcoleptic. They're not getting enough glucose to the brain. And then the tribes already knew about the association of the dirty burn. That's the rapid burning carbs, converting the soot in the brain, which mirrors the melanin, which increases the capability of the melanin to use the soot in order to expand its own consciousness without the rest of the body. It's called a dirty burn. It's the same as if you burn something and black smoke come off of it. It's not hot enough to consume it in its entirety, so it creates a dirty burn. The purified smoke is the white smoke, which is what they call a clean burn. The cleanest burn has no smoke, right? So we don't have to deal with who got the cure for cancer. The med bed can cure all that, which is the ancient sarcophagi, ancient Kemet, or the tombs that was kept in the caves in Tibet. They've been had the technology. It's not new. Most of the stuff they telling us is new technology. It's written about in ancient Hindu texts that's older than half of the civilizations in existence on the planet. They got the writings that tell us about millions of years of history in India. We used to have it over here, but this strange group called Smithsonian Institute decided that we didn't need our own history. So what did they do with it? They put it in underground caves on national parks. All national parks have a repository archive of original indigenous information that they don't want the public to have general access to. You have to literally go there. You have to make an appointment, set up who you want to talk to about what part of the history you're looking for. And if they just so happen to name it wrong, they'll say that's not here. Because they don't want you going in there, but they can't stop you. So they just tell you that the part you're looking for ain't there, and it's there. They just call it something different than you call it with your modern education. So they can easily dismiss you at that point. So we can go and get started now, Sister Freedom.
Say something. Just like you said when you go to the doctors. He said the what it is the infection or whatever it is gets into a ball. Like if you have brain cancer and they said it's like a tumor. And it becomes a tumor. And once they go in to remove it, they bust it and it goes all through your body.
That's called metastasized.
And I was like, wow. And it kind of made sense. You know what I mean? Like they say when it gets to the tumor ball, it's taking the infection or whatever it is that they're calling cancer, and they putting it and it gets in there and it like secures it. But if you bust it,
it's free. So the body has the natural response to toxins and foreign agents of putting them into an isolated situation. That's what boils and cysts are. It's the same thing as cancer. But the deeper it is in the body, the more toxic it is to the body, and that's why the body isolates it so heavily. And they can test your antibodies to tell what kind of cancer it is. That's all part of the immune system. Most of our lymphatic systems is clogged up with aluminum. If you look at any deodorant, almost all deodorants, the main active ingredient is aluminum. Well, also aluminum is fluoride. A lot of us don't know that. Fluoride's actual name is aluminum fluoride. If you go in your kitchen right now and you got a clean aluminum pan in your cabinet, I don't care how clean it is. If it sit there for about an hour, you can run your finger across it and it's going to have a black dust on it. That's called aluminum fluoride. It's a byproduct of the oxidization of aluminum. They make it come in massive quantities when they process an aluminum in factories to make it usable in this respective industry, especially when they tempering it under high heat. The side effect is it produces a lot of burn off in the form of aluminum fluoride. The fluoride used to be used to poison rats before it was ever put into our toothpaste. The active ingredients in rat poison, aluminum fluoride. The use of these things slows down the lymphatic system, which is it's like the drainage system for the sludge in the body. It comes out in the form of perspiration. primarily between the legs, behind the head, and under the arms. If you put on deodorants, you put an aluminum on, which restricts the release of the moisture from the lymphatic system and causes the lymph node to flare up. So you end up with knots under your arms that's tender to the touch, or between your groin, on the side of your groin. That's where your main lymph nodes are. You got them behind your head, you got them under your neck, right? Your lymphatic system is a waste removal system, just